Hello Virgo, so I'm doing your weekly tarot for May the 13th to the 20th. I'm going to take a look at what is going on in your situation. We'll find out why it's happening. We're looking at what's going on in your blind spot, figuring out what it is that's working for you at this time. And of course, we're seeing how it is all likely going to play out, okay? Right, so let's get into this for you then. You have got building blocks. And this one says strong foundations, a beautiful work in progress, attracting new relationships into your life and making plans for the future. So this is like the prerequisite card to the Four of Wands in traditional tarot. Okay, so that the Four of Wands would indicate that your building blocks for the future are firmly in place. This is the energy that comes right before that, because this is you in the process of putting those building blocks firmly in place. It's a very good indicator that whatever it is that you're doing at the moment, Virgo, keep doing it, because it is definitely working, okay? But not only that, you are attracting new people, new influences into your life, and that's always a good thing, okay? And it feels like these types of influences are going to be with you for the rest of your days, okay? So soul connections, very deep and meaningful connections, the types of relationships that stick, okay? Yeah, so whatever you're currently doing, Virgo, keep doing it, because it's solid. Right, let's find out more about this one for you. Okay, the Temple Path. You know that this card is the best card in that psychic deck. So you can see that I'm using one big deck here that is actually two decks combined into one, right? This one out of this psychic deck is the best, right? The equivalent to the Wheel of Fortune plus, okay? It says spiritual purpose and support represents your spiritual evolution, listening to and following your spiritual destiny and the right direction, okay? So you're making all of the right choices at the right time this week, Virgo. You're really leaning into your creativity, your intuition as well. And I feel that there is a newfound sense of purpose that's coming through with this. And that's really, really important, because everybody on the planet needs to have this sense of purpose, okay? That's why the most common question that is asked is, what is my purpose in life? Okay, because everybody needs to have a purpose or a sense of a purpose. It's kind of what makes life worth living, doesn't it? So when a person feels like they don't have a purpose, they feel really lost, and you know, everything seems a bit pointless and dark. But this obviously is the stark opposite to that. So if you have been in the energy that I've literally just mentioned, you're coming out of it this week, okay? Because this is saying you found your sense of purpose now. You found your spark. You are really trusting and listening to your own intuition, to your spiritual guidance here, okay? You are headed in the right direction. So again, the message here, Virgo, whatever you're currently doing or planning to do this week, keep at it, okay? Because you're making all of the right moves at exactly the right time. The number 2 might play a huge part in your week as well. You've got 28, which reduces into a 10, which is the end of the old energy and welcoming in the new. And then number 12, so you've got two 2s. 12 reduces into a 3, which is co-creating with the universe rather than fighting against it, okay? Right, so let's find out more about this energy for this week for you guys. The 5 of Swords, yeah. you're no longer putting efforts into situations that are like no-win situations. And the Wheel of Fortune. Beautiful. That is a karmic return for you, okay, Virgo. There is a positive karmic return that is being kicked into action here. You'll be very glad to hear. I just need to grab my other deck here a minute, because I'm going to take a closer look into that Five of Swords, right? There are a couple of cards in the deck that I get really suspicious over, and I almost always need to clarify them, right? Again, it's just purely because of the connotations that's attached to it. Whatever this is, it's come out off balance. So let's take a look. The Three of Cups off balance. Yeah, it feels to me like recently you have had to either expose somebody for being dishonest, or you've had to end a connection here with an individual who was basically far too consumed with being in competition with you all of the time, okay? And you no longer partaking in that sort of negative ass energy. Your Three of Cups coming out off balance like that almost always indicates gossip, people sitting back and watching you struggle without helping, even judging you in a negative way because you're struggling. You know the type, okay? So it seems to be that there has been an energy, a person like that, more recently in your energy field, if you will. But you're no longer dealing with them because we're clarifying this Five of Swords, right? You recognized, or you're recognizing that is a no-win situation, and so you'd rather not deal with that at all. Again, you're making all of the right moves at exactly the right time, Virgo, and it's paying off. Like, of course it's paying off. That's why you've got the Wheel of Fortune here, okay? Yeah, see the Tower. Now, that Tower, again, keep in mind what card it is coming out to clarify, which is the Wheel of Fortune. That Tower is actually a positive destruction. Yes, the Tower is a destructive force. As a standalone energy, oftentimes it can be a little more negative than it is positive, but because we're clarifying this Wheel of Fortune, it's saying that this destructive force is an act of good, not an act of bad or negative, okay? This is a consequence because it's a clarifying card. It is a consequence. So here we go, Virgo. You have turned things around here for yourself because you have been actively destroying old energies, destroying old thought patterns, old beliefs. You have been actively not allowing negative individuals to have an effect on you, okay? Your sheer will and determination has brought in this Tower energy, because anything that is weak, anything that is structurally unsound, anything that isn't in alignment with you, it is all being washed away, if you will, with this metaphorical storm, and that's a good thing, okay? It's all of that negativity, all of those toxins, if you like, it's all being flushed away here, okay? And the best part of it, Virgo, it's all happening by your creation, by your command, okay? Why is this happening? The 5th chakra, Archangel Gabriel, so that is the heart chakra. The heart, oh no, it isn't, I do apologize, it is the throat chakra. I had a bit of a brain thing going on there. Of course it's not the heart, it's the throat. It's all about your ability to communicate, okay? Communicating well with others, doing pretty much what I just did exactly there, realizing a mistake's been made, correcting it, end of moving on, okay? That's all throat chakra stuff. It's not holding on to anything that is going to hamper your ability to say what you want, say what you mean, and to speak with purpose, okay? So this one says, acknowledge your power to communicate and your readiness to do so. It can also indicate telepathy. Okay, so the powers of telepathy. Now, obviously, I don't know too much about that, okay, because I'm not telepathic, I'm not psychic, I am an intuitive, right? So I can't really speak on things that I don't know about, all right? That's just going to make me look foolish. So I feel with this one that there is likely some sort of strong telepathic connection here that you have with another person that has been the catalyst to all of this that we see playing out in real time in your energy right now, today, this week, okay? Why this is happening, cards are, again, catalytic energies, okay? So, I feel with this one that you're no longer afraid to speak out, and that there is something important that you're needing to say or that you're needing to share with the world. And the Emperor, yeah, taking charge. This could also indicate a masculine energy that is wanting a conversation with you. You could be the masculine energy that is wanting a conversation with another. Again, just take it as it resonates, okay? Either way, you're taking charge of the situation because you've realized the importance of, okay, this week, I need to do shit this week. I need to be proactive this week. Okay, justice, I love it. 2 major arcana back to back, and if you notice, out of this deck we only have 4 cards out so far, and 3 out of 4 of them are major arcana, okay? So that is a huge change that's going on. Now, with this justice, this is indicating, again, karmic return, karmic rewards. There's definitely heavy emphasis on the karmic responses. Something is being corrected. Something is being put right here, Virgo. With that being said, I just need to pause for a quick minute so I can go answer the door, okay? I'll be right back. Okay, so we were going to find out more about that justice card for you there, Virgo. So can you tell us more about this justice? For why this is happening for Virgo, please. Okay, right. 4 of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, the 8 of Swords, the 9 of Swords, and the 5 of Pentacles here as well. Okay. Now, it's saying, Virgo, that there has been a significant struggle, okay? Significant struggle. 8 of Swords, 9 of Swords, 5 of Pentacles. That is the energy of not being able to get anywhere, okay? It's a lack of growth, a lack of progress, but not through lack of trying, okay? Because you've definitely been trying. It seems to be something else at the back of this constant struggle, almost like 2 steps forward, 1 step back type deal, okay? Now, your determination to not allow that to put you off, and you have determined to succeed anyway, is exactly why you're seeing this kind of result. So it is a rebalancing of the situation with this justice card, okay? I don't like to say it because it feels a bit weird, but I am going to say it because it's appropriate for your reading and for your energy. This is happening because you do deserve to win, okay? Now, I don't typically say that because I don't always believe that, you know, everyone deserves to win, right? On this occasion, though, Virgo, you definitely do deserve to win. That's why it's happening. Okay, right, so what's going on in your blind spot? Number 22, blessed, yeah. As I keep mentioning, the number 2 is going to be quite prolific throughout this week for you, Virgo. Something wonderful that feels unearned and unexpected, but it is earned, Virgo. You have earned it, okay? An unforeseen gift from Spirit, divine intervention, a sacred partnership or union, and being blessed by the divine. So it is your turn in the spotlight here, Virgo, in some capacity. And that's in your blind spot. So you're very humble. You weren't expecting it. And you're getting it. I love this. The Knight of Pentacles, that one came out scattered energy, as did the Eight of Cups. Okay, so do keep in mind that they came out like that. It's been a long time coming, Virgo. Here's the deal, Virgo. Here's the deal with that Eight of Cups. There is something in your energy right now that you are needing to release. I'm going to find out more about what that could be in just a minute, okay? Yeah, what's this Eight of Cups for Virgo's blind spot? Death and Temperance, that one is scattered energy as well. Okay, so your death energy is ever so slightly scattered. You've got Temperance, which is in the upright, and the Devil, for what it is that you're needing to release, but you might not want to release it or surrender it because of that Devil energy. There is a bit of a refusal here to release something or someone, to let that situation die, to metaphorically bury something, to make your peace here with something. Okay, it's almost like you feel like you're unable to do that at the moment, but Spirit's saying, well, take your time with it, pace yourself, okay? Keep everything in balance and moderation here, but just understand that at some point you are going to have to release whatever this is that's keeping you metaphorical prisoner with this Devil energy. And again, could literally be anything. It could be an obsession with someone, an obsession with something. It could be an addiction to something or to someone, okay? Any unhealthy habits, anything like that, okay? Literally you're going to know in your heart and in your soul what that Devil energy is pertaining to, that Spirit is saying, you know, Virgo, at some point you are going to have to let that go. You are going to have to release it, surrender it, so that you can really start to enjoy, completely enjoy the blessings that are coming in for you here. Okay. There is reluctance with this Death card coming out in the orientation that it did. There is absolutely a reluctance to surrender something here. Okay. I mean, it could be a lifestyle change as well. Like literally anything that holds you hostage, anything that is not good for you, anything that is actively making things worse for you. Okay, for example, my more recent one was caffeine. That was hard letting that go. I now have one caffeinated drink a day, as opposed to what I used to take, like 12 plus caffeinated drinks in a day, and it was making my health worse. So I had to jack it in, and then eventually it's going to have to be 0 caffeine. But at the moment, I'm allowing myself that one, right? So it could be something like that as well, right? It's a habit, right? Devil energy can be habitual energy, habits that are hurting you without you realizing it, habits that are making things worse for you without you realizing it, okay? And it is difficult to let certain habits go, isn't it? And people can become habits too. Oh, they absolutely can. Okay, so however that resonates for you, Spirit's wanting for you to start the process of releasing that, because you are going to need to release it at some point. Okay, right, makes perfect sense to me. And again, I know that like that's not easy. It really isn't. That takes a lot of guts to stick with it as well. It really does take a lot of guts. What is working for you? Happy with the number 26. There's those twos again. This one reduces into an 8. So your 8s are typically all about your advancement, your evolution. Okay. Contentment, joy and fulfillment, finding joy in the present, freedom from the shackles of longing and liberation. Yeah, so what's working for you is freedom from that devil energy. Whatever the context of that devil energy is for you, look, there's literally shackles there. Okay, so what's working for you is liberating yourself from the freedom of those metaphorical shackles. Right, giving yourself permission to, sounds cheesy, but to be reborn. See with that egg, okay? And again, with it being a blue egg, that's throat energy, throat chakra, speech, speaking your new life into existence. Interesting, the 7 of Wands. You protecting your space, that's what's going to work for you, Virgo. You standing up for yourself, being a wee bit more assertive is really going to work in your favor this week, okay, Virgo? There are ways of which you can be assertive without being abrasive, right? Some of you guys are a little uncertain about being a little bit more assertive out of fear of coming across as being either horrible or unspiritual or anything like that. Okay, you can throw all that straight out of the window, Virgo. And they're saying here that your communication, the way that you communicate with others this week, make sure that it is direct and to the point. Okay, that's really, really going to work in your favor. How this is likely going to play out, Angel of Love. And it says tender connections, divinely orchestrated connections. A new love is approaching, or new energy into a pre-existing relationship. Okay, so that's twice that you have had a message about new connections coming into your sphere of influence, Virgo. I would say this week, pay very close attention to the people that Spirit puts on your path this week, because it feels to me that everyone that you cross paths with this week is a very important signifier in your new timeline, if you will. Okay, they all have a very important part to play in your life, and equally you have a very important part to play in their life this week as well, because do remember that it works both ways. Okay, so the universe, Spirit, whichever name you prefer to use, they are absolutely putting certain people on your path this week that are supposed to be there. So in the meanwhile, if you can work on the part where you're clearing space and, you know, removing those that shouldn't be there and make space for these ones that should be there, okay? And you'll know the ones that you're needing to remove, because you feel ill when you're around them. You feel drained, tired, depressed, exhausted when you're around them. Those are the people that you're needing to start removing from your sphere of influence, okay? New love, empowered love, stronger love, genuine love. Very, very important connections here. Okay, the Page of Swords and the Moon with a Page of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So that's your strongest overall message here. Your strongest overall message for this week, Virgo, is showing yourself love, kindness, patience and compassion. okay? They're also saying here that you can trust love. You can trust to lean into love a lot more, okay, than what you have been. Maybe you've been one of these that is, you know, once bitten, twice shy type deals, okay? This is your faith in humanity being restored. It also indicates that there is very good news that's coming in for you this week when it pertains to love, romance, babies, children, families, anything and everyone that you care about, that you love, that you hold dear to you, okay? That there is good family news here as your strongest overall message, and you really believing in love again, because I do feel like a lot of yous there for a quick moment had like you, I feel like you've been jaded, right? And you're coming out of that place now. You're not feeling quite so jaded anymore. Okay. And again, with this combination, it's you really looking at the things that terrify you the most. It could also be people as well. Or the potential of being hurt again. Really sort of staring that down in the face and going, do you know what? I don't know why I was so afraid. I'm no longer afraid. And that's total freedom, total liberation, okay? You realizing that the things that you were once afraid of are no longer scary, yeah? A lot like, imagine, say with this energy, just imagine the kid who bullied you the most horrendously in primary school or high school or whatever, right? And now, say, 20 years have since passed and you accidentally clock them either across the street or you accidentally clock them on social media, and you see that, you know, they're barely a person by this point, right? And you're like, oh, fucking hell, I can't believe I was ever scared of that person. Like, do you know what I mean? That's the same sort of vibe that I get off of this combination here. It's like proper realizing I'm not afraid of this anymore, or I'm not afraid of this person anymore, right? Or I'm not afraid of the potential of making a mistake anymore, right? I love that. I really do love that, Virgo, because that is a type of feeling that no other person can give to you, but it's one that you kind of discover. Not necessarily give to yourself, but discover for yourself. And the freedom that follows from that is just immense. Right, let's get you a healing message. Can you have a healing message for Virgo, please? Okay. Sacred Reverence, number 47. Let's have a look. Okay. So it says the key concepts here is all for the truth that spirit is everywhere. Inspiration coming through you as a result of reverence, joyful living, exploring possibilities with curiosity, spiritual passion, manifesting from the starting point of the realm of spirit. Looking at the world, do you see all of life or just a limited part? When you look at a blade of grass, do you see just a plant? When you encounter a puppy, do you see just an animal? While this categorizing is one way of viewing the world, it is only a fraction of the truth, and it isn't enough. Look closer, and you'll observe the luminosity immanent in these living sentient beings. If you can allow yourself to take in all of the world, including its spirit, then you see the whole. Reverence is an act of deep witnessing, respect and awe. You experience it when you perceive every being and everything, every plant, every rock, every tree as sacred and alive. Naturally lean into a state of bliss and harmony and a profound sense of well-being. Whatever your dilemma or question, try to reframe your perspective to acknowledge the spiritual. If everything has value, including your most frustrating challenges, would you still ask your question from the same place? Can you regard the other as sacred, thereby erasing the separation between you? Embracing the perfection of how you came together is real magic, and you're tapping into this unity right now. No matter who or what is in front of you, see that person or thing as luminous and your interaction as holy. Then you will know what to do for the highest good of all. Okay. So fairly self-explanatory there with that one, Virgo. It's all about seeing the soul, the spirit in everyone and everything. And when we can do that, then we don't, like, we no longer think in terms of separatist, right? Anyway. Let's take a look at some wonderful words of wisdom from the Swear Tarot. Again, don't take this deck too seriously, okay? It's a bit of naughty, sweary, cheeky fun at the end of your reads, just to uplift everything. Okay, so your spirit guide is saying, fuck this shit. Consider all consequences and make a choice, damn it. And life isn't fucking fair, but you're awesome. Yeah, so you got that going for you, Virgo. But yeah, that is what I have for you guys today. I genuinely hope that that reading has been helpful. For personal reads with me, my website is phoenixkeiatarot.com. The link for that is in my description box below, and it's on the scrolly words that are popping up down below as well. If you did find that reading helpful, Virgo, I definitely would appreciate if you could drop a cheeky wee like. That's going to help me out massively, and it shows YouTube that you are actually interested in my content, and then you're more likely gonna be able to catch up easier with my next videos that drop, because then YouTube will start showing you more of my readings to you. Okay, but yeah, thank you so very much, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.